Of all the mysteries that our planet Earth harbors, the sea is, for being the least studied in its entirety, the one that generates the greatest curiosity on the part of the scientific community and people in general, since the hydrosphere certainly has a very high percentage of occupation on planet Earth, much more than the territorial mass. Technology has not yet improved enough to unravel many questions. Even answers can be found to questions that had not been even conceived within the human mind. The topic that compels us today, the Mariana Trench, certainly brings out that curiosity in our minds. Hello, welcome to Amazing World in English, a space of knowledge where you will learn more about the universe that surrounds us, the planets and stars that are part of it, and above all, our beloved planet Earth. As you know, today we will be talking about the interesting depression located in the Pacific Ocean called the Mariana Trench. I invite you, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, to do so and activate the bell to be notified of the next topics that will be released very soon. Once the introduction is done, and with nothing more to add, let's begin. The Mariana Trench is a half-moon-shaped depression on the seabed located in the western Pacific Ocean, specifically about 200 kilometers east of the Mariana Island, for which they are named in honor of the Queen of Spain, Marianne of Austria. The trench along with the island are part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is known to be the deepest point of the oceans in the whole world. It measures 2,550 kilometers long by 69 kilometers wide. Interestingly, although the closest countries are Japan and China to the north, Taiwan, the Philippines and Indonesia to the east, and Papua New Guinea to the south, this grave was named in 2009 a national monument of the United States and therefore belongs to it. How the trench was formed is, to this day, unknown. However, it is believed that it was formed when a tectonic plate collided with another sank, under the phenomenon known as subduction. The angle of subduction of the Mariana Trench is estimated to be approximately 90 degrees. The Mariana Trench is one of the most unknown places in the world. It has been through the years and through many investigations and descents that it has been possible to establish increasingly precise details about its pressure, water density, and also various forms of life that can be found, as phosphorescent fish, specimens of xenophorrhea, microorganisms, a new species called Cephaloporis ray, and also a giant squid of the genus Archaeopteryx was found, measuring approximately 10 to 13 meters. Despite this, the exact depth of the Mariana Trench has not been yet clearly established. Each expedition and measurement made to it has gradually clarified the maximum depth. In the year 1875, it was the first time in history that the trench was probed in the Challenger expedition, carried out by British scientists under the supervision of Charles Thomson, Scottish naturalist, professor, geologist, and explorer, commanded by Captain George Nares on the British Royal Navy frigate HMS Challenger. The main objective was to study pelagic animals in order to understand how water circulated in the oceans. At the end of the expedition was obtained new data on oceanography. It also allowed to make the discovery of the Mariana Trench. The total recorded depth of the trench of that expedition was about 8,184 meters. The name of the expedition was the one that will give the name to the lowest known point of the trench, called Challenger's Deep. To continue with this chronological order, 24 years later, in 1899, the converted coal ship of the United States Navy that received the name of USS Nero had a depth of 9,636 meters. In 1951, using echolocation, location of places of things by sound emission, a depth of 11,012 meters could be obtained. In 1957, the Soviet ship BTS reported a depth of 11,022 meters. 3 years later, specifically on January 23, 1960, the first descent into the pit was made with a ship carrying a crew. A submersive vessel prepared to withstand great pressure and destined to explore the depths of the sea, the Pays escaped Trieste, captained by Jacques Picard and accompanied by Don Walsh, an officer on the US Navy. The systems indicated a check depth of 11,034 meters. Later, in 1962, the ship MV Spencer Baird recorded a depth of 11,563 meters. Many more years later, in 2012, James Cameron, the famous director of films such as Avatar and Titanic and Explorer, reached the depths of the trench aboard the Sea Deep Challenger submarine, becoming the first human being to arrive independently to the 6-8-mile 11 kilometers deep underwater valley. During the expedition, he collected samples and posted live updates of the event on Twitter. On April 28, 2019, Victor Vescovo, an American private investor, descended almost 11 kilometers. On his first descent, he piloted the DSB limiting factor to a depth of 10,928 meters, thus setting a world record of 60 meters. In a second opportunity, he dived on May 1, and by doing so, he became the first person to dive twice into Challenger's Deep, finding at least 3 new species of marine animals and plastic debris. On May 8, 2020, at 10:34 p.m. Moscow time, the sensors of BTS, a Russian autonomous unmanned underwater vehicle, recorded a depth of 11,028 meters. According to the National Marine Fisheries Service of the United States, the Mariana Trench reaches a total of 11,034 meters. Due to its tremendous depth, it is believed that the Mariana Trench is the area of the seafloor closest to the center of the Earth. However, this is false, because due to the imperfection of our planet, its radius is about 25 kilometers smaller at the poles than at the equator. As a result, parts of the Arctic Ocean seafloor are at least 13 kilometers to the center of the Earth than Challenger Deep, the lowest recognized point in the Mariana Trench. Ignorance generates mystery, and this generates theories and myths. Although the Mariana Trench, unlike any other place in the hydrosphere, which like this one, also shares the lack of exhaustive investigations and the difficulty of exploring the ocean floor, it has generated myths and legends to replace this lack of information. Creatures like the Kraken have been related in many areas of the oceans of our planet. Although it is true, in the Cenozoic period there was evidence that the megalodon lived in this area in the past. With a pressure of more than 1,000 atmospheres, a temperature of just 4 degrees, and a total darkness, the Mariana Trench is, without a doubt, a place that generates intrigue and many questions about what our seafloor can hold. Good dear friends of YouTube, so far is today's video. Please do not forget to like, share with your friends this incredible story about the Mariana Trench. Write us in the comment box to let us know your opinions and concerns about the subject in question, and subscribe to learn more about the universe that surrounds us, the planets and stars that are part of it, and above all, our beloved planet Earth. Until the next video.